All right, guys, listen up. We have to break down Palantir stock in this video and the indexes as we're less than 5 minutes away from close. So hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe if you guys like stock market content. And don't forget to get your 7 fractional shares from Moomoo of the Mag 7 stocks by using that link down below, checking out the QR code right here, or by going to stocksurfs.com/Moomoo. Once you guys open up your account and fund it with at least $100, you get those 7 stocks. So get your stocks. And with that being said, cheers. Let's dive into it. So we're about 3 minutes away from close right now, guys, and we have the S&P 500 pretty much at break even. The Dow's down 0.1%, so a little bit in the red there for the Dow, but we have the Russell up 0.3% and the Nasdaq's up around 0.25%, looking pretty decent so far on the day. And by the way, guys, there's actually a lot of green on my watch list other than, well, I was going to say other than Palantir, but I just realized Palantir is in the red right now, about 0.8%, even though they are running a bit heading into close. You guys can see we hit a low of the day, or the low of the day was $22.46, and right now we're actually pushing, if I show you guys this intraday, give me a second here, we're actually pushing into close. You guys can see we hit 22.58, 22.60 at about 3:10 p.m. right at the start of power hour, and now we're pushing 22.80 at close, which means we have rallied about 1% here in power hour, which might not seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things. It's really not a lot, but it is a good chunk here to dig Palantir out of the hole that it was in earlier today, which I'm not sure if you guys saw, but a lot of the AI stocks, we saw Nvidia, a couple of other names, they sold off a little bit today, guys. ARM Holdings is down about 2%. Nvidia is down over 2% right now. A couple of other ones are in the red. So that hit Palantir a bit, right? What do you guys think about that? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But overall, that's kind of what we're seeing right now. We saw a big dump in the morning. Now we're trying to recover those losses. And here on the 20-day chart, you guys can see we are in some interesting, or we're seeing some interesting price action, and we still have a descending triangle here, which I think I covered in my previous video. Either way, this is not looking the best for Palantir, not gonna lie. This needs to break to the upside for the bulls. Bulls need to get out of this. $23, $23.50, but we're not really showing any signs of that quite yet, at least as of now. And if this does play out, if the descending triangle does play out, Palantir could be slipping under $22. And if it does start slipping under $22, that's where this could start selling off even further. And the markets just closed, and we actually had a pretty nice rally heading into close there on the Nasdaq and the Russell, which we'll cover here in a second. But yeah, Palantir ended up closing down 19 cents on the day, 0.83% in the red, down to $22.80. And yeah, it looks pretty vulnerable here, guys, as again, that descending triangle is looking pretty obvious in my opinion. And hypothetically, let's say that does end up playing out. Palantir starts going under $22 per share, right? We start going to $21.75. That'd be the first spot I'd be looking for, $21.75. Maybe that could be support, which we held, I think, about a week ago. That was actually the high from back in the middle end of November. That'd be the first spot of support. If that were to break, I'd say $20, right around that ballpark. That was the high from back in August, back in beginning, middle of November, early December, right? We held or peaked at about $20. We're above it now, so that makes it support. So that's a big spot for Palantir. So yeah, man, if that descending triangle plays out, do not be surprised if we're trading in this window right here. If I zoom in, you guys can see between $20 and $21.75. And if $20 were to break, that's where we could start slipping even more, which I'm not for sure saying that's going to happen. Obviously, nobody knows, but hypothetically, to play devil's advocate here, we could be slipping. The reality is we could be slipping. I think I've mentioned 1850 before on the channel, right? Yeah, 1850. That's a big spot. That was the high from the middle of October. You guys can see middle of December as well. So yeah, keep your eyes on Palantir, that triangle, and where we could be going moving forward here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let me quickly run through these indexes, kind of how we did today as they just closed a second ago here, about 2 minutes ago. So you guys can see we had a major run into close. And by the way, we have CPI data coming out tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. on the East Coast, and it looks like people bought up. It looks like a lot of volume came in and a lot of buying pressure heading into CPI data. Is this foreshadowing or forecasting what's to come? Maybe. We'll see. But overall, we did get a huge run in SPY from around 515 to 520 in power hour. That's a big move. Triple Q ran from around, around 438 all the way up to $443 per share. That was a very big move there for Triple Q. Let's see, percentage-wise, what is that? About 1%. SPY probably around the same. Let's pull that back up and see here, guys. SPY right around, 0.9%. The Dow ran up from around, even though the Dow went down 9 points on the day, we still ran a good 0.6% in power hour, and the Russell ran up a good chunk as well from 2070 all the way to 2080, about 0.5%. Pretty good there if you ask me. And when it comes to some individual stocks, other than, of course, the one we covered today, let me show you what's going on here with Enphase, ticker symbol ENPH. This went up around 6% on the day, and we can see clearly the wedge that I drew out in a previous video. That's clearly still intact. If I just extend this to the right, let me do that right now. Extend to the right, extend to the right. You guys can see we're clearly still in a wedge. We have earnings coming up here later in April in about 2 weeks. Actually, exactly 2 weeks from today, we have Enphase's earnings. And yeah, from this point, guys, maybe we start breaking above 130, 135. And yeah, that could be a breakout candidate from there. That'd be a nice play, in my opinion. It looks like Chewy had a little bit of a green day, but still obviously in a downtrend. It went up 4.5% on the day today, though. Props to Chewy. BBY also had a pretty good day. This looks like we have a cup and handle. Boom. You guys see that? Looks like we're about to break out of $83 from there. 86 could be next. Maybe we break that. We could be going even higher. So keep your eyes on Best Buy, up 3% on the day. Looks like momentum is building on this stock. So yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Feel free to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, very important. And if you guys want to keep up with my moves, my charts, the Discord chat, private portfolio, all of that is on Patreon, link down below. And if you want your 7 free fractional shares from Moomoo of the Mag 7 stocks, check out that link down below or the QR code right here. Get your stocks, guys. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you in the next video.